Hey everyone, Brian from Rebel Traders here. The weekend, November the 1st. Can't believe that we've only got 2 months left in 2025. It's been a great year in the markets, and last week was no exception. So this is where we'll take a look at what happened last week, quick review, and then we'll take a look ahead, see what we got coming up this week, and promises to be some more interesting earnings releases. So let's get down to it. Okay, so as always, let's do a quick review of what happened last week in the market. As expected, we got a quarter point cut on Wednesday from the Fed. However, indexes gave up some gains that day after Powell indicated further cuts maybe not forthcoming this year. I think some still not a foregone conclusion, as he said. We got most of the Mag 7 reporting this week, 5 of the 7. Mixed responses, even though pretty much all of them beat top and bottom line. Google, Amazon, Apple all responded pretty positively with their price, and Microsoft and Meta moved lower on those numbers. I think some concern about the capital spend, particularly on Meta, seem to be increasing for AI, and some people questioning really, is there going to be a rate of return or a decent return on all this investment? On the global stage, we got China and the US announcing a framework for a trade deal, sort of ratcheting down some trade tensions between the two there for the time being. We'll see how long that lasts. And you can see there the Dow, the Q, the SPY all up on the week again. And the IWM pulling back a bit as interest rates started to move back up. So you can see here technology, not surprising, consumer discretionary, mostly driven. Big part of that is driven by Amazon. It's a little bit deceiving, consumer discretionary. Maybe when you sort of deep dive into some of the other companies, not quite as good, but Amazon certainly driving that. Real estate materials, sectors that lost ground this week the most. And 2-year up a little bit, and 10-year up a little bit on primarily on Powell's comments there. Of course, the dollar also moved up on the increasing treasury yields. And Bitcoin down on the week. We went out the week last around 116, and now we're trading around 110, 300, give or take. So that was your week in review. That are available on Amazon. You can see there How to Swing Trade, my original book, very widely read, Profiting as an Active Trader, a little bit more in-depth in position and swing trading, and my latest book, How to Trade Options, as well. There's sort of an A to Z, including some strategies that you can use with options, both day trading, swing trading, and position trading. So they're available, and you can check them out in the link in the description with the video. You can see here we've started to move up a little bit after Fed Powell's comments on Wednesday. Interest rates started to move back up on his comments that maybe he's not going to be as in a rush to continue lowering rates. So that was the response in the Treasury market, and you can see same for the 10-year there, yields starting to move back up a little bit. On the Dow, we had a pretty decent day, broke out on the Monday, kind of consolidated there for the rest of the week. And on a week, of course, we finished at an all-time high, although well off the high of the week there. Same kind of with the Qs. You can see here we popped up on the Monday, did a bit of consolidation back and forth there. Closed out the week at another high, but nowhere near the high of the week. And I believe it's probably going to be the same repeat story for the SPY as well, causing me to believe that maybe we're getting a little bit toppy here. Certainly ISI's back in the 70 range, and stochastics up as high as 90 there. So again, looking a little tired, little extended. Not expecting a big pullback, but that's the way things look right now. And the IWM, really the laggard on the week. You can see here, that's where we popped up on Monday, sold off, and continued sell off for the rest of the week there, and it actually ended down on the week. So IWM suffering a little bit, probably part because of that rise in the yields. And you can see here, fear index, we kind of bottomed out here again early in the week, and now we're starting to move back up. We actually got above 18 on the VIX here on Friday, so a little bit of fear maybe creeping into the market, maybe not so much fear as people starting to hedge their positions because the market's run up so much. So options getting a little more expensive there. And you can see the dollar here moving up on the week based on the rising yields. And Bitcoin, again, kind of weekly, just kind of chopping in the range. Right now we're at 110 and roughly 300 there. So that was your week in review. Canavi Medical, and they're still waiting for the FDA to approve their medical device. Unfortunately, FDA is one of the organizations that are affected by the government lockout, so our government shutdown. So unfortunately, it's probably going to delay this approval, but it's hanging around 55, 60. I wish I'd have bought some on that little dip there. But again, I think it's going to get approved. Pretty good, high likelihood it will, and it'll probably cause the stock to pop. This one, FMSI, Focus Graphite. Obviously, graphite's a big rare earth element in a lot of military and medical devices and all sorts of stuff. So it's halted. It was halted on Friday. I'm not sure why. It gives me a little bit of concern. Still long gold after this dip and the buyback here. Back in. Got long Hive. This is actually my Bitcoin play, but unfortunately it really sold off during the week after this big pop up here. So I'm a little bit underwater, and my stop is $5. It sort of hit there and bounced off it, so I'm just watching that. I might have to get stopped out next week. Meta was the one I took this week. This is a weekly chart. I took this one a little bit long. It may just look to build a position, but a couple days I really got beat up on Friday. So I added a little bit more to the position as well there. I think Meta's probably, after the selling's done, might consolidate, and I'll look to maybe add some more on Meta. But small position there now. Silver, same thing, added back on this dip. Still long. URA, uranium play, got back in and still holding long here. Bit of a down day on Friday, but had a nice move up on URA out of my watch list from not last week, from the previous week. So that's what I'm active in right now, a few positions. Let's take a look at what we can maybe look at next week for some trades. This is a space company. They do imaging of Earth and asteroids and all sorts of stuff, sexy stuff like that. It's really it put in a double top here. You can see that double top. And of course, it's sold off, and it kind of looks like it's trying to hold here around 20 bucks. This should be an area where there's been prior support and resistance. And I'm counting on this maybe area being just under 20 bucks being support. So if it pulls back a little bit, might look at taking a position in it and see if we can get a run back up into the end of the year. Next one on the list, Netflix. Netflix announced that they are going to be doing a 1 for 10. So they're doing they're just splitting their shares, making their shares a lot cheaper, because right up now they're around $1,100, and after this 10 for 1 split, they're going to be down to about $100 a share. So this usually causes a stock to rise up. So I think there's going to be definitely some support here. You could sell some puts, some cash covered puts, or you could sell a put and then buy another one lower just in case it dropped. But I think that area is pretty safe with Netflix going into that stock split. So I'm looking at a few quantum trades this week. D-Wave, again, this was on Friday. Started to break out here. Did a bit of a swing trade on a couple of these, and Rigetti and Qubits. on Thursday going into Friday because I like the way it closed on Thursday, and it seems to be moving up here. I'm out of it right now, but I'm going to look at like getting into it again here next week, as it does look like it's ready to break out and maybe retest this high. So same thing with QuantumScape QS. You can see here this was your prior high, 1825. We broke through that on Friday, 1844. Maybe a little bit late to the party there, but again, watching for that one to continue to move higher. Again, another quantum stock. We like to call this one QBUT. Just took a little dyslexic there, but yeah, it's right at some areas where there's prior resistance, and I'd be watching for this one to break out 1680, 1690 through 17. Could be a nice dollar move there as well. Tesla's looking a little bullish here. During the week, we held this moving average, the 20 EMA, and it does look like it wants to go higher. This is kind of an area 460 where it's had some resistance before, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing moving up. And you can see your MACD is turning up, RSI is turning up. So I would be watching for Tesla to break out next week. Maybe either play it long, or you could sell some cash covered puts, or sell a put and then buy a further down here at 420. It certainly looks like 420 is a solid level of support. And that's what I'm looking at for next week. SPY IWM with various support and resistance levels. As far as economic events go, we will be missing some of these numbers like jobless claims as long as we have the government out on strike there. We will get some numbers like consumer confidence and all these employment reports, which we normally get. I don't believe we will get this week either, which is causing some concerns with the Fed for their future rate decisions. They are looking at other indicators, but they're kind of flying in the dark on some of these here, especially on the employment front. But we will get employment data from ADP, I believe, on Wednesday. As far as earnings go, we got some interesting ones coming up here at PLTR. There's going to be a big one, an AI darling, and we'll see what happens with that one after the close. AMD, another one that's really moved up on some AI and chatter here. And of course, we've got QCOM, ARM, Hood, and Dash. Hood's been on a tear as well. So some really interesting earnings coming up this week as well. I think the market is likely to stay at or around the level we're at right now. Certainly, any little sell-offs get bought by dip buyers, so they're out there supporting the market. I don't see a lot of catalysts to drive this market higher. I mean, we've gotten through the sort of a lot of the Mag 7, except for NVIDIA. So I can see some consolidation in this area here, but there are some sectors I think that look interesting. As I already talked about, quantum looks poised maybe to make a move back up there. So pockets of the market still look investable. So that's it, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend, a good Halloween last night, and yeah, we'll see everybody as usual 8 o'clock Monday morning live on YouTube for the pre-market show, and then of course Trading the Market Open live on YouTube and with our members in the room. So take care, everyone, and we'll hopefully see you Monday morning. Bye for now.